What is a personal brand? To me, a personal brand is a brand, a personal brand. It's like an entity. It's like an energy. A personal brand is, to me, it's like, it's a weight. It's like a muscle. It's a muscle that you build up. A personal brand is confidence. It's confidence actualized, right? A personal brand is self-love actualized. And it comes in multiple facets, multiple ways. In essence, we all can brand ourselves personally, but then, the ones that truly are iconic, like the Icon Living podcast, or the ones that are truly iconic, captivating, the ones that stay in your mind, the ones that you look forward to seeing, the ones that have done a great job at building some real estate in your mind, right? They have you feeling all types of ways. Some people could have you feeling good, have you feeling emotional, have you feeling inspired, have you feeling motivated. So many personal brands give off so many different flavors, so many different feelings. And I feel like people are in that era right now where they're not aware that personal brands give off a feeling, right? So if we think about like Chanel or Gucci, it's like a certain feeling behind that. It's not just a name, it's a feeling. So when I tell my clients like, hey, what type of feeling would you want to convey? And it's not even something where we try to make a feeling. I like to dive into how they are naturally. This is how I'm able to like figure out, this is how they make people feel from like how they talk. I just get them open, get them talking about their lives, what they've done offline, everything they've accomplished, how they were able to do that effectively. And it's like, oh, okay. From listening to you, this is how I'm feeling. From looking at you, this is how I'm feeling. And they're matching up, So personal brands, I think overall, is a feeling. And people will come to you for that feeling day in and day out, right? Like, if you think of some comedians, let's take Dave Chappelle. I think he's the most generally, personally branded comedian right now. Dave Chappelle, he gives off a feeling, right? Those who really love Dave Chappelle, that feeling. When you're watching him, you give him like 4 or 5 seconds and then boom, he hits you with that feeling and you're just laughing. You're like, this is why I clicked on it. This is why I'm watching him, because he's giving you that feeling. He's giving you what you wanted. And he dialed in that feeling once he figured out like, oh, this is what people feel for me. This is what people, love for me. Let me give them more. And I feel like that's iconic because it's important for you to be aware of how you make others feel and then give them more of it, because the internet, it's about feelings. People want to feel something. People want to be moved. And if you're online, not spending time knowing how you make people feel, and you're just giving all types of feels, you'll start not building an audience and just being very randomized. And I feel like in the beginning, you do have to, especially if you don't have an expert guiding you in the beginning, you will create all types of content. You will create all types of feels. And it's okay in the beginning, but eventually you'll dial in like, ooh, when I talk like this or when I say these things, I get more engagement, more interaction. And a personal brand to me is like that. You're able to connect with a person, and this person can be in the hundreds, could be in the hundreds of thousands, it could be in the millions, it could be in the billions, it could be in the trillions. Your vibe attracts your tribe. As corny as it sounds, your vibe really does attract your tribe. And I feel like it's important that when you realize that you have a story, you have something to share, and you have more than information to share. Like, information is everywhere. We're in that age. But it's not just the information, it's the insights, it's the feelings, it's the, what made you make it through. Can you share that? And also, can you relate to me? Because we open up more when you can relate, right? When I feel like, oh, okay, you experienced that. So if this is what you did to navigate that, maybe I can do it as well, right? Like the other day, I was talking to one of my friends. She is starting to be an entrepreneur. And I told her like, hey, you need to get around other women entrepreneurs so you can learn how they're able to navigate with a lot of things that they're going through, right? Women have a whole different toolbox, than men. And it's like, I get around other men to see how they're able to navigate. And I feel like women need to do the same. They need to get around other women to figure out how to navigate this landscape of entrepreneurship, especially online. So to me, it ties it all in as in inspiration, motivation, and then some information. And then, of course, on top of that is entertainment, right? Because at the end of the moment, nobody likes boring stuff. Like, nobody likes it. It's the brain tunes out. It's just like, this is boring, And in my business, I'm trained to cut out boring stuff. Like, literally, like when I'm editing, when I'm working on a script, I'm just like cutting the fat. This is boring. This is boring. This is boring. And a lot of people think, oh, it sucks that we're in that age where we have short attention span. I don't think so. I feel like we're in that time right now where if you don't know how to communicate from the source, because source never is boring. Source is never fluffy or fat. Source is what it is, right? And I feel like a lot of people who may speak, they haven't trained themselves to speak from source yet, which that's called media training, and over and over and over. Even me right now, this is episode 1. As I get to episode 100, I'll be pouring through source like crazy, But I've been doing this for a while, so I have a lot of source energy. I could just go off of source. But that's something that people are learning, and that's what this podcast is helping you do, is learn how to get the media training, be more intuitive with your personal brand. So when you're speaking, you're always speaking on brand. You're hitting the notes. You're making people feel what they want to feel. You're giving them what they want, right? Social media is about an exchange. I'm going to give you a view, right? But you got to give me a feeling. You got to give me that feeling that makes me, feel however they want to feel. You got to give them those drugs per se, the dopamine, the serotonin. You just got to give them the vibes. And you got to do it in a unique way that makes them keep coming back time after time. But then it's like, you have to have a story, right? And you have to share it. And I feel like this journey of having a story, sharing it, it's a lot of people that I bump into, especially my clients, they feel like their story may not be impactful. But I'm like, hold up. You got 4 businesses, you're running 4 businesses, you're traveling the world, you're getting all these offline awards. This is incredible how you're able to do that, especially from the background in which you come in. Like, you came in through a way where no one else was able to do that. You're doing things that no one in your caliber can ever do. This is incredible, but you have to be able to share this story online and build that community and also give back. And this is why it's important for me to help my clients, because it's like, you have this offline success, but it's important for you to give back. And right now, with the way the landscape is going, social media is only getting stronger and stronger, right? And personal brands is literally social currency. That means that you can have all this offline success, but if you go in a room and nobody knows you, nobody can say, oh yeah, I've seen your stuff, or, you're probably not going to get invited. It's just not what it is. Right now, your social currency is more important than ever. Then it's like, okay, how do you build this social currency? I feel like a lot of people are breaking out of that spell of, oh, that's for the kids, or that's for the young ones. It's like, no, this is social media. This is what's trending. Hop on the trends with your branded energy and go. That's what's super important right now. It's like, I feel like that era is done. Hopefully people are still not saying that to themselves. Like, well, I don't know how to do that. That's for the kids, or, oh, that's for them. Leave it for them. I hope you're still not doing that, because right now we're in that space where if something's trending, you want to hop on a trend, but you also want to hop on it with your personal intention, your personal brand, your angle, your niche. Where do you come from? What are you helping people with, right? And that's super important, because it's like, whenever they hear you, they know they're getting that message from you. And personal brands are so special because they literally plant a flag in people's brains. And it's like, they're happy you're there in their brain. They use you as a reference in times of need. They recommend you to other people who may need what you're saying, your message. And that's why I love personal brands. That's what I'm doing now. Like, I'm doing it to myself and I'm helping my clients, because it's like personal brands are so special. And if you can take the time to cultivate one online, being able to share, there's so many personal brands. There's like faceless personal brands, but that's not a true personal brand, right? It's like you're faceless, but you're still sharing the intel. So that's great. But the era, and not the era, but the personal brands that I'm helping to build that are skyrocketing, making 8, 9 figures. They're getting book deals, TV shows. They're traveling the world. They're on crazy stages. These are personal brands where you can see their face. You can hear them. You can actually meet them. You know, if they throw like some type of gathering, some type of meetup, some type of group coaching things, you can experience these people. I feel like these are the personal brands that are just taking off. And the most important things about personal brands is that it then launches products and services, right? There's so many great things about personal brand that it's incredible. But I can understand why a lot of people don't know how to utilize it, because it's a lot of variables in it, right? So from building a personal brand, products and services can come out of you, right? No matter what niche you're in. If you're into fishing, you can start selling fishing rods, and then a service could be, oh, I'm going to show you how to start your own fishing business, or I'm going to show you how to cultivate. I'm going to come to where you're at and show you XYZ. That's a service, right? And these are businesses, right? These are revenue sources. You can create a book as a fisher. There's so many things that comes out of a personal brand. But that is just one aspect. The next aspect are businesses in your industry. They will come to you. They will invite you. They will send you free things with money to promote or talk about their product that's also within your industry, in your niche, what you talk about, right? And that's what's more powerful as well, is that not only are you bringing products and services out of you because of who you are, and people want to work with you, people have built an affinity with you, they feel like you're in alignment to them, they feel connected to you versus a competitor. They're like, nah, I know this competitor is whatever, but this is my people. This is like the way they post, the way they talk, I get it, I feel it, and I want to continue connecting with them. That is what is happening with a personal brand. But not only that, Fortune 5 companies in your niche, they're watching you as well. They're listening to you, and they're like, we need to tap into her traffic. We need to tap into his traffic. They want to tap into your traffic. They want to utilize your traffic to help boost and share their products and services. So it's like a double entendre, and it just keeps going. It just keeps evolving, because it's like anywhere in the world, as long as you're in that niche and you have that traffic, brands and businesses will want to connect with you to help push their brands and services even further. And then having your own book deals and TV shows and, you know, generating an audience, right? And if you don't know now, know now. The greatest thing of the online experience is having an email list, right? So not only do you have all of this, but you have an email list filled with like hundreds of thousands of people who will personally buy anything that you're selling. And that's the first thing I help all my clients establish, is an email list, right? Especially in the beginning. You may not have any traffic, but you want to have some form of a freebie, right? We call it like a lead magnet, right? Because a lead, and it attracts them. Lead magnet, that's industry jargon. So we're just going to say a freebie, something that you just give away for free that's of value to who you're speaking to. And in order for them to get that, guess what? They got to join your email list. And once they join, they get a thank you and the freebie. And then now they're on your list. And, you know, over time, as you accrue them, you can then start sending offers to that email list. And because they have an affinity with you, you can also collect SMS as well, right? Because they have an affinity with you, they'll gladly open your emails, right? Or they'll gladly look at your text. And it could just be a kind message, talking to your community, or you can actually sell. You could just start selling, right? And the person in your inbox, they still have to go through the process of know, like, and trust you, right? But someone in your email box, they kind of already have a knowing to you. And the more you share practical information that they love, they'll start to like you. And the more that they like you, they will trust you. And the more that they trust you, they'll purchase from you, right? And that's the magic right there. You're taking people through this process because, you know, we all have these brains, you know, that's trying to defend us from things. And, you know, the average consumer is usually skeptical. Like, what is this? What's going on? So it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of caring, a little bit of touch points to really get them to say, oh, no, I trust this person. This is my people. For the personal brands I work with, I typically dial that in quicker because it's like we don't want to have a long process of getting to know you. You want to have a very intuitive, very like intentional process where like as soon as you land, you're getting the real deal. Like they don't even have to be like, nah. They're more concerned about the message. They're more like, whoa, this story, I connect to it. I can feel it from them. I can see what they're saying. It connects with me. I want to know more. I want to connect this person. I'm flying out to where they're at. I want to buy their products. I want to work with them. This is what I help my clients do automatically because they're so magnetic offline. Then it's like, it's not easy to translate that magnetism online, right? And if you look at a lot of my clients, they have private pages too. And I'm like, how are you looking to build your influence online with a private page, right? So it's one of those things where forget the private page. It's time to be public. You're a public figure now. You're a thought leader. You have a message to share because you have the proof offline. And now it's time to transfer that proof online through a story, through message, and through intentionality, and through showing up being unapologetically you, authentically you, being branded as in you're spending time to discover what makes you you, right? You're spending time in front of the camera, right? If you have a content creator with you or you become a content creator, it's like you're now entering that role. You're saying, okay, in order to have this success online, I have to transform my identity. And yes, we're in the era right now of transforming entrepreneurship into influence. And influence is another word for marketing, okay? So when you hear things like an influencer, they're just a marketer. It's just they have like a different way of saying a marketer. And then when you think of marketer, then it's like, let's break that down. A marketer. What is a marketer doing? Well, in hindsight, a marketer is sharing a message. A marketer is being loud to get you to opt into something, buy something, do something, take an action. So they're like, blah, 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 blah. They're marketing. They're saying things to get the person listening to take an action. Now, if you think of a marketplace, right? Let's just go to a marketplace, right? Currently, right now, I'm in Ghana. So there's a marketplace in Ghana called Makola Market. And there's a bunch of sellers, a bunch of people moving around, blah, 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 blah. It's crazy. But they know people are coming to this market to buy goods. They're coming to buy things. So there's already traffic coming here. This person has something fresh, something fire that they know, like, I just need to tell people about it. And if you walk around the market, you hear people start spitting out, like they're really telling you what they have. That's a original way of marketing. Like you can't be silent, right? You can't be quiet. And sometimes you can be quiet in the marketplace and somebody will walk by and see, but the person who's really making the most money is somebody who is loud, okay? And not obnoxiously loud, but loud as in like, yo, we here, we lit, come check us out. That person versus somebody who's just quiet. The person who's loud is going to take your clients. It's just what it is, especially with the online space. Maybe offline, you might go to someone quiet because, hey, you like what they have, but then you're not feeling their customer service because even when you're like, hey, how much is this Palo Santo? They're like, oh, it's 10 cities, whatever. It's like, you're not feeling that compared to someone who's like loud, like, hey, now this is my version. Hey, I got that Palo Santo, the best Palo Santo in the world. They say, hey, how much is that? I'm like, what? This Palo Santo right here? This right here is 100 CDs. I'm telling you, even comes with a lighter. And, you know, you just spray it around your room. I'm even giving you a tutorial, you know, and I'm telling you, listen, buy this. If you don't like the experience, you could bring it back. Whatever, I could get you more. And matter of fact, if you buy this today, I'll give you 2 more for free. Let's do it. Or 2 more 50% off, right? That experience alone, the consumer is way happier and they had a better experience. That's the difference between someone who's just quiet and someone who is a marketer, right? Someone who's just really loud at letting you know they have something for sale and they're going to tell you all about it, right? They're going to connect to you emotionally. So it's important to understand that as you partake on this journey, yes, you are an entrepreneur offline, you have businesses, you're successful, but now it's time to turn into a marketer online, okay? Which would then give you that influence. I wouldn't say consider yourself an influencer. I'll say it will give you that influence, and then having that influence will stamp you as an icon living, okay? And that's what the Icon Living podcast is about. It's about stamping, hold on. All right, we are 21 minutes. It's about stamping yourself from your success offline, being able to successfully transfer it online, right? And that makes you an icon living. And to me, I feel like it took me a long time to understand that, oh, I'm not just a business owner, I'm a marketer. And I need to like get really good at knowing how to persuade who I'm talking to, not only to join my email list, but to be in my audience, to patronize my products and my services, to, you know, just enjoy me, to enjoy my content. And it's like, how do you do that? It's through persuasion. It's through knowing how to dial in on who you're talking to and serving their mindset back to them, serving them back to them, right? It's very simple. It's very easy. But because it's simple and easy, let me take that back. It's not very simple. Let me take it back. It's simple, but it's not easy. That's what I want to say. It's simple, but it's not easy. And that's why this podcast is here. It just serves as a roadmap. So the beginning thing I wanted you to understand while transferring your offline success to online influence is to understand that while you're online, you are a marketer. You are sharing information, messages, and stories in a way to persuade your audience to take an action, right? Persuade them to dig a little deeper, to follow, to continue on the journey with you. This is marketing. It's simple like that, but then it's important for you to take it serious because it's like, all right, once you're invested in understanding how to be a marketer, then you're like, oh, okay, I gotta be aware of like how I'm dressing because everything is subliminally selling. Everything, even right now, what you're watching, this is a subliminal video. And you may not see all the subliminal things that I'm putting in this video, but I'm doing things in this video to lock you in, right? I'm doing things in this video to get you to consume, and then you can't wait to consume the next one. And these are things that I'll help you with on this journey as we move forward. But I just want you to be aware that having a personal brand, yes, it's important for you to become a marketer in multiple facets. You don't have to be the loud one. You don't have to be the crazy one. There's so many ways to market yourself. There's so many examples online. But the goal is you're in a marketplace, okay? When you're an icon living, you're in a marketplace. And it's important for you to stand out. Like right now, I've been building my personal brand in Ghana. And, well, online, but in Ghana, I'm seeing it build. And it's giving me that feeling because I have competitors, but they're not taking they're not doing what I'm doing. They're not seeing my type of success. The thing is, my success is different. When I spend time marketing myself and being in front of the consumer's face, I'm subliminally putting me as their first choice. It may not take off the first month, second month, but after 6 months of continuously putting yourself in front of somebody, they're going to subliminally like you and want to work with you. And I'm starting to see that happening right now in my personal brand. I've pushed myself out there a lot, and I'm seeing me compound right now. And I'm just getting started. And I'm building an audience, and I'm having an email list. And this is just all the beginning of the journey. There's still so much more as far as your brand strategy, as far as your whole message. These are all the things we're going to dial in on this podcast. But for right now, the main agenda was to share with you that we're going to take you from being a business leader to a thought leader, okay? And as you're being a thought leader online, building a profitable audience, building a profitable online business with your products and services, and then other companies wanting to pay you to promote their products and services and stuff like that, traveling the world, being on stages. This is that journey. This is that place. And one thing about my journey is I realized if I'm going somewhere, I need to stay focused, so I consume content from where I'm going so I can be within that energy to be able to be. So this podcast is doing just that. It's serving as a space. I'm holding a space to help you to be, give you that peace of mind so you can be. Even just listening to this podcast, you are being that icon living. All right. So I'll see you in the next episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, share this with whoever you feel like is also struggling with translating their offline success to online influence, and they're looking to build a personal brand. Let them know, like, hey, listen, I found that podcast for you. Listen to this. You're going to get inspired. You're going to be motivated. You're going to take action, and you're going to have exactly what you're looking for. All right. My name is King Obi. It's been a pleasure to serve, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Cheers. Let's go.